Imagine a throne. For 210 years, 19 kings sat on it. And here's the part that should stop you cold: not one of them, not a single one, was described as faithful. This isn't just a list of bad rulers, it's a slow-motion collapse stretching across 2 centuries. A story about what happens when people trade the God who made them for power that unmakes them. It began with Jeroboam, the first king of the northern kingdom. He was promised an enduring dynasty if he walked in God's ways. But he feared losing power to Jerusalem's temple, so he engineered a counterfeit religion. He built 2 golden calves, one in Bethel, one in Dan, telling his people, "These are your gods who brought you out of Egypt." Sound familiar? It echoed Israel's worst moment at Mount Sinai. He established his own priesthood, created his own festival calendar. He rebuilt the entire system of worship from scratch, designed around his own needs for survival. And this became a sin. That phrase, the sins of Jeroboam, who made Israel to sin, haunted every king who followed. Nadab, his son, reigned 2 years, then was assassinated. Baasha, the murderer, wiped out Jeroboam's family, then committed the exact same sins. The cycle was forming: a man rises, a man sins, a prophet pronounces judgment, the house falls. And the next man does the exact same thing. Elah, Baasha's son, was murdered while drunk. Zimri, his killer, lasted 7 days before burning himself alive. Then came Omri, a political giant. He built an empire, founded Samaria. Assyrian records called Israel, the house of Omri, for a century. But the Bible gives him 6 verses. Why? Because political success counted for nothing if a man turned away from God. Omri's son, Ahab, took things to a new low. He married Jezebel and layered Baal worship on top of Jeroboam's calves. He built temples for Baal and Asherah, actively trying to eradicate the worship of Yahweh. God sent Elijah. His very name meant, "My God is Yahweh." Elijah confronted Ahab, declared a drought, a direct challenge to Baal, the storm god. On Mount Carmel, God sent fire from heaven, proving his power. Ahab didn't repent. Then came Jehu, anointed by God to destroy Ahab's house. He drove like a madman, killing Jehoram, Jezebel, and 70 of Ahab's descendants. He demolished Baal worship, but left Jeroboam's golden calf standing. Jehu's dynasty lasted 4 generations, just as God promised. But even after this purge, every king did not turn from the sins of Jeroboam. Partial obedience, over time, is just disobedience moving slowly. The kingdom spiraled. Assyria invaded, demanding tribute. Menahem ripped open pregnant women in a city that refused to surrender. He paid Assyria 37 tons of silver, taxing his own people. The kingdom was cannibalizing itself. Pekahiah, Pekah, and finally, Hoshea, the last king. He was not as bad as the others, even removing some barriers to Jerusalem's temple. But the people, shaped by 2 centuries of compromise, simply didn't go. They'd been in Jeroboam's cage so long, they didn't even recognize freedom. In 722 BC, Assyria besieged Samaria for 3 grueling years. The capital fell. Israel was carried into exile, scattered across the Assyrian Empire. 19 kings, 210 years. The golden calves were still standing when the lights went out. They traded faithfulness for control, convenience, and political survival. And that pattern, born of fear, consumed an entire nation.